Let's talk about housing. Where would you live? The corner. But again, let me let you know that you're gonna be paying a whole bunch of money for that meat. No, not even mattress, not even bed sheets on the floor. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today, I've realized, I think I said in my other video, the one before this one, that I've realized that a lot of people are interested in the Ghana stuff, the things to do with Ghana. So yeah, I just thought I'd do things you should know before going to Ghana, because you should know certain things before going to a country. First of all, if I were you, I'd research before going to someone else's country. But if you don't feel like researching, then I guess this is kind of a type of research if you're kind of, looking on YouTube about it. Okay, well, I'm just gonna help you with your research. I've got some notes. Look at me trying to be all, organized and ish. Things you should know before going to Ghana. You should know a lot, actually. You should know that the roads are bumpy. Anyway, no, that's all irrelevant, and that's all in my other video. Actually, I have another video about, I think, the positives and the negatives about living in Ghana. If you watch that video, you will see like some of the other things that I might not mention in this video. So right, first of all, if you're gonna move to a country, like I said, do your research. But after you've done your research and you decided, okay, I'm moving to this country, you're gonna need some money, some moolah, some cash. Okay, so you could do two things. You could either start your own company, or you could work for someone. I would recommend this week to start your own company, because to be quite honest, the way that job applications go in Ghana is not like maybe in other places. It's more to do with who you know rather than like what you're actually good at. You could be like the best, I don't know, designer like since Adam and Eve, yeah, and if this company has a boss whose nephew needs a job, you're not gonna get that job because the nephew's like priority to them. So you need to, like, if possible, start your own company. And the thing with starting your own company is obviously it's difficult because you don't know, you might not know the economy, like the things that would thrive in in Ghana. So what I would say is, again, research about all of that. Make sure you know exactly what you want to do, and if you want a job, make sure you get the job before you get to Ghana. Like for me, when I went to Ghana and when I was supposed to be there for a year and I came back in 7 months, come on. And that was all because the job, the idea of a job that I had in my head is not what I got. So for instance, I went there thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this job and I'm gonna at least get a certain amount of money. But when it came down to like talking properly about it, they didn't seem to want to offer that amount. So you kind of have to make sure that that is already in place and you've already agreed before getting there. So yeah, starting a business would be great, and there's so much room for you to grow a business, because currently, it's developed, but it's still in the process of developing, and this is the right time to get in. Or you could find a job. Another thing you're gonna need to do is budget. You're gonna have to budget yourself, because if you're like me and you like I say the finer things in life, but I don't really, but food. I like good food. I like good food. So I like to spend on food. And I like food that tastes good. So if you're like me, you kind of don't mind spending money on food and stuff like that, you're gonna have an issue if you don't budget, because you could get a meal for 10 cedis. 10 cedis like £2. It might be like the more local dishes. So if you want something like, I don't know, something more like Western, or I don't know, whatever culture you're in, you're gonna have to fork out a bit more money. For instance, I think like Chinese food is like in 60 Ghana cedis, or 40 Ghana cedis. Like, it's going up there. But imagine being in a country and spending £60 on one meal, just one meal, like one. What? Okay. Another thing you need to know is electricity. I've said it before in my other video, I think I mentioned it. It's called doom so. Doom is like off, so is on. So in Ghana, because the lights are on off, they just call it doom so. Yeah, electricity is a problem. Most houses, I think, have generators. I think Accra has better light than Kumasi, because I went to Kumasi in 2015, and yeah, nah, that was horrid. That was horrible. Like, no, yeah, no. You need to find yourself either a house that has, you know, like solar panels, or like some kind of solar system, or generators, because the lights can go off just like that and you don't know when they're going to come back on. Sometimes they do let you know that we're going to take your light from this time to that time, but again, Ghana man time, there's no such thing as time. It's whenever they want. They take it whenever they want, they bring it back whenever they want. So if you don't want to be like, maybe like you've planned to go out at 6 p.m. and the lights go off at 2, you know that it's not going to come on before 6. It's not. Like, it's really not. But then again, where I lived, it could go off and come back in 30 minutes, but in most areas, no. If it goes off, it's a couple of hours before it comes back on, so you kind of have to bear that in mind. So a generator is a good investment. The way electricity works as well is they used to do it like by bill, but I don't think they do that anymore. Well, as far as I know, they don't do that anymore. What they do is a prepaid card. So they have a card and you can get credit onto it, and you can get as cheap as 10 cedis, like £2, or you can get like a lot more. What I used to do is get £20 a week. I mean 20 cedis a week. It kind of like allowed me to survive for a while. Sometimes there would be times where I'd have to get more, because obviously there are times where I want to be like turning on the air conditioning. Air conditioning sucks the energy, I'm telling you, it sucks energy. So if you're gonna have your air conditioning on and stuff, you're gonna need a whole lot more than 20 cedis. I mean, I don't know why I talked about electricity without housing. Let's talk about housing. Where would you live? Okay, but you could buy a house, you could buy land, or you could rent a house. Now, I'm not too sure on buying houses. I don't know like the ins and outs of it, but you could definitely do it. And I couldn't give you a sum of like how much roughly it would be, but I know that to get land, you only need about £2,000, which might be about $4,000 maybe, to get the land. But then you'd need to like obviously build, and that's gonna be a whole lot more than just, yeah. So I mean, it depends on you. I personally feel like maybe it might be best to build something before you get there, but then if you've never been to the country before, then maybe rent. But the thing in Ghana is that they don't pay monthly, they pay like, you'd have to pay the whole year in advance or 2 years in advance. So you know, you have to think about things like that. Those are things that you would clearly need to know or need to budget for, because money doesn't grow on trees. And to give like a whole 1 year, 2 years, what? Listen, just for a house, and these times the house might not even be up to par, like it might not even be up to standards. And usually these houses come unfurnished as well. So listen to this, you get a house and you're paying like, let's say you're paying, okay, so you're paying £2,000 for the whole 2 years or for a whole year, and the house, like you enter the house is empty, no no bed, no, not even mattress, not even bed sheets on the floor, nothing, empty, like just lights and toilet and showers, that's it, like empty. That means like more money on getting furniture. If you have someone that you can live with for a while, I think that would be ideal. Just for a while though, because in Ghana I feel like people get tired of people really quickly, especially when you know, you've been here for a while, so they're not really getting anything out of you for the first couple of months. You know, and obviously they're gonna use you to, like my grandma, she says this, with chiffons. They're gonna use you to chiffons, which means like they're gonna use you to like kind of let their friends know like, yeah, I've got people from abroad, yeah, kind of thing. And after a while, when you're just there and you're not doing anything and you're not bringing any money to the table, you're kind of just like useless to them, and they're just thinking like, why are you still here? I would, you know, recommend maybe living with someone for a while, also gather money to get like furniture and stuff, and then, you know, move. Also, another thing is that what I've learned is like there are some good house owners and some bad house owners. So like the really good ones don't mind doing maintenance. Majority of them, you're doing maintenance, but if something breaks, don't call them. They're not coming. They might tell you, they might even tell you, oh yes, I'm on the way for decoration, but they're not coming. Just fix it yourself, because it's either you fix it or you wait for 2 years for the person to come, and by that time your tenancy is over. Like, and then they start charging you for something broken in the house. So you need to make sure that if something is broken, you fix it yourself, or make sure that you agree, like you speak with the person before you get the house and let them know, or you find out whether they will be willing to do the maintenance or you would have to do it yourself. Just clarify that, because, and maybe get it in paper in signing or something, I don't know. How accessible is Accra? I'm guessing you go to Accra. I mean, everybody goes to Accra, but if you're going to the I don't know, neighboring villages or like different cities, I'm not quite sure how you would access things. But in Accra, I mean, actually for everywhere, it's kind of the same mode of transport. There's one called the trotro, there's the taxi trotro, there's a taxi, station car, and obviously you could get your own car. Okay, so with the trotro, is the easiest and cheapest way to get around, but it's actually the most horrendous journey sometimes. It's very horrible sometimes, because the chairs they're like minivans, but they don't, you know how like obviously here laws work, you know, 1 person per seat. It's more about packing people up like sardines and getting them where they need to be so that they can, you know, maximize their profit. So like one chair, you would be like, oh, move aside so that she can sit, please. I know you can't say no because, you know, you don't want to be rude, but really and truly you're thinking, but I paid for this seat, so what are you talking about, bruv? But you just smile and go, okay. Or you just give them a look, which they don't really care because you're still gonna move. The station trotros, they're going from here to another place and it's 7 cities and you're only going 3 stops, you're paying 7 cities because that's how much they're charging. So those ones are kind of only good for like if you're going long distance. Uber is actually in Ghana, and I saw this thing online where someone said they ordered an Uber. They were sat at home and saw that the Uber was like, it had started. So she called the person and asked, why am I being charged? And they told them, I thought you were in the car. So I mean, I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is, but you know, you have to bear in mind that corruption is like a thing in Ghana. So, and you're gonna need a lot of internet to actually be able to like use Uber. So I mean, I don't know if it's the most ideal, but it's there. Taxis, I've said, you know, they can be trifling people. They try to charge you just based on your looks. So you kind of have to be a good negotiator when you're dealing with taxi drivers. But the trotros are like, they're cheap. But I think taxis might be the safest way. They have taxis which are used as like I don't know, you know how Uber picks up like 1 or more people, like more than 1 person, like different people going to the same area. That's what the taxi trotro is. It picks up a couple of people on the way. You all pay, like, so if like it's going to be 10 cities, you know, you divide it by how many people is in the car, and yeah, you kind of go like that. But I think the cheapest way actually, if you can afford it, is to get a car for yourself, because you find that the amount of times, when I'm taking taxis from here to here and I'm paying 25 to 30 cedis and 40 cedis, if I just bought 100 Ghana cedis petrol, I'll be able to go to where I want to go go to another place, and come back and go to another place, like, if you get what I'm trying to say. So I think it's just best for you to get your own car if it's possible. If it's not possible, then obviously it's not possible, so, you know, stick to Jojo. The thing with Ghana is that if you want to be able to get anything, if you want to buy anything worth buying, you need ID. You need to show who you are. Even if you want to get a SIM card, you need ID. So you're gonna need someone else to purchase it in their ID, and the ID, I think it has to be a Ghanaian one. But yeah, but for me, I just let people purchase like SIM cards and stuff for me, because ain't nobody got time. I don't know if I could use my Ghana passport anyway, but if I could, if you have a Ghana passport, then yeah, I think you should be able to use it, because it is an ID, right? Like if you want to open a bank account, you're gonna need your ID to open a bank account. Like I said, internet, SIM card, and if you're gonna obviously start a business, you're gonna need the ID to kind of register your business. So yeah, your ID is really important. It's one of the like most important things that you need to have on you when coming here. The next one is food. How accessible is food? Food is everywhere. Let me tell you something. If you just go out your door, someone might even be selling food in your living room. Let me tell you. Food is everywhere. You can get food in the corner, on that corner, the corner. You can get it anywhere. The only thing is that obviously it's local food, and it might not be exactly something that you might want to eat. But there are so many markets around, like mini markets and actually larger markets, like the Makola, the Kanishi markets, and also supermarkets where you can get like ingredients from. In Ghana, the one thing that you should know is that ready-made food, like microwave food, is not really accessible there. And if you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it for like a top price. If you want to be eating what you usually eat wherever you're from, your best bet is probably to buy the ingredients and make it yourself, rather than thinking, oh yeah, quick meal, you know, cheap, affordable. No, you're probably going to spend more. So you'd rather, yeah, it might be best for you to go get the ingredients and actually just cook it yourself. The markets are great for like vegetables and fruits, and I don't know, sometimes meat, but obviously I know some people might not feel like the hygiene level is like that great, so that's where the supermarket is there. You can get meat from the supermarket, but again, let me let you know that you're gonna be paying a whole bunch of money for that meat. It's up to you really. If you want things that are like, you know, imported and, you know, sanitized, then be ready to go out of your pocket. And if you just want like locally grown things and stuff, the market is great. Again, you can haggle things down in the market, so don't just take things as they are. But obviously, you know, you have to bear in mind that these people need to feed their children, so don't try and be, you know, too stingy. The other thing I would like to say is that be free when you get like if you want to be someone who like maybe makes it there, you need to be able to network. Like be free, be ready to like go to events, and be accessible yourself. Like if you want things to be accessible to you, you need to be accessible, and you need to be friendly, and, you know, courteous is the most important one. Don't like go there with like, you know, stick up your ass. Be nice, and people will be nice back to you. So yeah, that brings me to the end of this video. Actually, I think I got a lot more than I thought I would get into the video, and I hope it was informative somehow. And if it wasn't, or you didn't get the part of the information that you needed, then just comment below and let me know, and I'll try and answer that. But apart from that, yeah, I'm sure there are a lot more things that you'd need to know before moving to Ghana or a whole new country, but for now this is what we have. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video, and also, yes, I'm back. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos on Ghana, especially because I've realized that that is where my audience is at. Okay, so yeah. Right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Richie. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.